There's the TV. There's the computer. And the first thing we're going to do is grab the remote and turn the TV on. So that's on the on button. Yep. So it just looks like a normal smart TV. Just leave it at that. Then we come around here. We come to the PC. And we put the keyboard on. Yep. Now, here is the PC. We're going to turn that on. You should see all the lights come on. Ooh, maybe I pressed it too long. Oh, no, there it comes. Yep. So see all those lights. So you'll see this screen come up. It just opens up. There's no password. And there's your computer screen. And I'm going to show you how to set it up so that everything you do on here then goes through the TV, and then this becomes your control center for a whole lot of different things that we can do, and we'll go through each one of those. So you're using this mouse as your control, yeah? So the first thing you're going to do is go to Google Chrome and open that up. Now, you go here, zoom in a bit, go up here where these three dots are, go down to save and share. Yep, save and share. So the idea is you're thinking about sharing it to the TV screen. And the computer term for that is cast. So you look for the word cast and see it shows it like beaming to a little screen. And you click on cast, and there it shows the Sony TV, and that's the one we're going to. Now it's blue, so that means it's already casting. But you can then choose whether you want to cast a tab or a screen. So the tab just shows this sort of tab thing here, like one part of what you're looking at on the internet. But we want to cast everything that's on our screen. So go to cast screen. Yep. Okay, so now we're ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is cast a meeting. Now, if you already have experience with Microsoft Teams or Zoom and you want to use it with one of those, then you can use that instead of Google Meet. But we're going to use Google Meet for those who are new to this, or who want to use this for their own meetings that they're setting up. It's just a little bit easier. And we have a Google Meet account that allows you to have up to 100 people in your meeting. So that's great. So Google Meet is this one here that looks like a little video camera. So we're going to click on that. Now, if you're on I'm just going to minimize this screen. If you're on the front screen, the desktop, it's on here as well. So when you open up Google Meet, this is what you'll see. Yeah. So we'll just maximize the screen. Okay. So if you're starting the meeting or you're trying to set one up, we're going to go to new meeting. Yeah. Now, you can either you can start the meeting straight away, or create a meeting for later, which you're probably most likely going to do, or schedule one in the calendar. So let's do these one at a time. So create a meeting for later. It gives you the joining info. Now, you can see that it's meetgoogle.com, and then there's a bunch of letters. So that's a code. So if you copy that, you can then paste it into an email, or you can take a photo. Like I could take a photo of it now and message it to somebody, or I can just write it down and give it to people. So basically that's the code you give to people if you want them to join the meeting. If you want them to join like a funeral, that's the code you can give as well, although you might want to put it in the calendar for the day. Say if you're wanting to run a video conference for women's group, for example, you might want to make that code and say, hey, everyone, join this code on, 3rd of July at 2:30. Okay, so that's one way to do it. So another way we'll try is to go new meeting and start an instant meeting. So that's if you're there and you just want to start one straight up. Yep. Now, that's probably an easy one if it's just a couple of you and the other person knows and is expecting you, yeah, and you're just loading up. Internet's a little bit slow today. It's usually a bit quicker. Okay, so now you can see all this has come up. It says your meeting's ready, yeah? So add others. So I'll show you in a minute what that is, but or you can share the link. So again, here's a bunch of letters, there's a code, and if whoever you give that code to, if they join using that, they end up in this meeting, yeah? Or you can add others like this. Whoops. And then, enter a name or email and invite them. But the easiest way is to just give everybody the code. So there'll be some people on here that have already used it. So I'm here on there as OPT. We've got some Kawanyama people, got Miss Amelia on there, some of my contacts, so you can just ignore some of that. Yeah, so you can invite them. But the easiest way, if you're just doing it quickly with people you know and you've planned it, is just to give them that code. Okay. And I'll come back to this and show you how to run the meeting, but we're just looking at joining the meetings first, yeah? So the third way of starting a new meeting is to schedule it in Google Calendar. Now, this is a good one for funerals and where you might be wanting to invite lots of people and have it at a set time. You can also do it for women's groups things or whatever. So, or men's group or whoever ends up using it. So I'll just show you. So the Google Calendar comes up. So this is the Kawanyama Church Google Calendar. Just make sure it stays signed into that. And then you pick a date that you want to do it. So say you're setting it up for meeting with Amelia. So we're typing that on our keyboard here. Yep. And save. Yep, that's for now. But click on it. We want to change that time. So that little pencil always means edit. Yeah, you want to change it. Edit just means, fix it up or change it. Okay, and here's the date. So let's change the date. Let's say we want to make one for tomorrow. And we'll make it for, let's say, 9 o'clock in the morning, hey? Yep. And it's defaulted to 10, like a 1-hour meeting, but you can change that end time. Yep. And then we save that, okay? Now, before I save it, I just want to show you that you can see there is a code there for this one too, yeah? See that code? It's AHZPUCJIRD. So that's the code you can give to anyone who's going to join the meeting. And as you can see, you can give that code to up to 100 people. So whether it's a meeting or a funeral or whatever. So say if it's a funeral, you might want to put it on for the day the funeral's on and call it funeral of and like maybe their initials. And then that code can be given up to 100 different sites that people can dial in from. Okay, so we'll save that. So we'll allow that. Okay, so now if we look at our calendar for tomorrow, there it is, meeting with Amelia. Okay. Now, what about joining a meeting? Well, let's work backwards. So we'll start with this one where we set up a meeting earlier in the calendar. So let's assume you've got one in the calendar, all right? And you've come in here, you've opened it up, you've gone to the calendar. So I'll show you where you'd find the calendar. You'd go to Google Chrome, just assume it's not open on the calendar yet. And you'll see here Google Apps and it's on calendar. Yep. Okay. And then you would click on the meeting and it says join with Google Meet. Now, if you don't have access to the calendar, we can use the code and I'll show you how to do that too. But let's just try join with Google Meet through the calendar. So the meeting's opening up, it's getting ready. Camera's starting. Okay. Ready to join. Now, are we ready to join? Join now. No one else is here, but if we'd given this code to a few other people, you might see some other people in there too. But we're going to join now. And if as you're going, you realise there's someone else you wanted to invite, you can actually just see there's the code up there at the top. You can give that code to someone to join in. Now, we want to make sure that everything's set up to work because we have got a few things going on in this setup. So, you know, there's different cameras and different microphones and stuff. So just let me show you something. So with the microphone, you see here, click on the settings and you pick which microphone. If you're having a funeral, then you pick this microphone, the Logitech Brio, okay? Now, camera. If you want to have a meeting, conference, you pick conference cam, yeah? Okay? And I'll show you why. So you can see there, that chair is someone sitting at the front, or if you're all sitting in that front row, people can see your face. People you're having a meeting with will see your face, yeah? So when I finish setting it up, I'd go around and sit there, and then I can talk to people. But if I was streaming a funeral, then I would be choosing the Brio. If you just remember that the Brio is the one at the back of the church, and you'll see in a minute, and that shows the whole church. Okay, so you got that? So we've just turned that back off again for now. All right. So I'm just going to go out of this meeting again and show you a different way to join the meeting. So we're going to leave the call. Okay. So if you remember, this is our code here, yeah, that we set up. Now, this one was in the, copy that. This one was in the calendar, but say we hadn't set it up in the calendar. We just, you know, as we said before, had just made a link with a code and we sent it out to different people. How do we or others join a meeting with a link? Okay, so let's go back to Google Meet. Okay, and now it says you can enter a code. So I'm going to paste that code that I copied from before, or if someone had written it down or you'd send it to someone on their phone, they can do the same thing. They can just click on this, okay? Now, but you might say, hang on, what if they don't have that Google Meet app? What if they've just got a computer? Well, I'll show you what you can do. Just go to your computer browser and you can do it in your phone too. If you don't have the Google Meet app on your phone, you can just do meet.google, help if I can spell, .com, and then /, and then you just put that code in that you've been given. Or you can just go, if it's easier for them, you can just go meet.google.com. Yeah, so let's do that. And then we're back to that same screen that you see in the app and we paste it. Or you write in the code that you've been given. Yeah, so that's the code. Let's see if it joins us into that meeting. Great. So you can see there's the meeting. Oh, that looked like it was the camera for the funerals though, yeah? So let's just say we're having a well-being meeting with Miss Amelia. So let's change our settings. So we'll join this and then we'll change it. If you're sort of in the meeting and you decide you want to give the code out to some more people, then you just look, it's up there. That'll be your code for that meeting. And it'll be different for every meeting. So that code only works for this meeting. Okay, so remember we want to check which camera we're using. So we go to these settings here. All right, conference cam. Yes, so remember conference is video conference. That's the one where you're sitting talking. So we want that one because we're doing a meeting here. Yep, that's right. Great. Okay. And this is on mute at the moment. So when it's on mute, they won't hear your voice. Okay. Now, probably the most important one you need to know here is for a meeting. Two things you need to know. So for a meeting, when you're not talking, turn the microphone off just so they're not hearing all the background noise and fans and crows and stuff. And then make sure you turn it back on when you're talking. Yeah. Then the other thing you need to know is if you're doing this as a funeral, so let's say this is a funeral meeting, okay? So two things we do differently. So one, we change the camera to the Brio. So remember that? The Logitech Brio is the funeral. And you can tell by, yeah, that's the one where you can see the whole church, yeah? And you change the microphone to that one, I think. So it's also important to make sure your speakers aren't muted. So you go down here to the bottom, click that, make sure it's up high. Yep, a little bit of sound, that's great. Grab the microphone, which is at the lectern. Now this is a wireless microphone, so you need to make sure that it stays charged, and the chargers are all in here. Hopefully the church is doing that because they're using it as well. And you then turn it on. So I've turned that on here. Yep. See the on-off button? Turn it off, on. And then I'm going to talk into that. And you'll hear it goes through the whole sound system. So the whole church hears everything, but also everybody online does as well. And that's just for the funerals, when you're streaming the funerals, okay? The church, okay? So just remember that AMD HDMI, okay? Then for your microphone, you're going to want to pick this one here. So that's the conference cam as well. So remember, this is for the conference settings, yeah? So just again, you want the conference cam speakerphone. And you can see it's picking up my voice here. Then you want the AMD HDMI output speakers coming out. And for the camera, just remember, it was the conference cam camera. So these are the settings, yeah? I'll turn that on to check it's the right one. Yep, there we would be sitting. Okay, now the microphone that you're using is the one that's with this camera. So this is the conference cam. So you'll have that facing you guys over there. And then even if you put it up there to make it a bit closer, you can speak into there and it'll pick up your voices, okay? Meeting has finished or the funeral has finished, you then go here and leave the call, okay? So you just hang up. Now, if you're just one of the people on a meeting, you might just leave the call. But if you're the one managing it here and it's a funeral and it's finished, you can end the call for everyone, and then that just shuts everyone off then, okay? So let's end the call. Great. So then we can just close that off, close everything down, and you can shut down the computer. Or you can do it down here. Just press the button. Make sure everything's off. Also, make sure this is off, just because it's run by battery and we don't want it going flat. So make sure that's red, yeah? Okay, great. Okay, so if you want to run a slideshow, I've already shown you how to turn the TV on, turn the computer on, yeah? So you come here to the computer, you've turned the TV on, you turn this on because, oh, I've left it on, naughty me, because it should be like this, yeah, because we don't want it going flat. So turn it back on. Okay, then you're going to go to Google Chrome. And this is where, remember, we're going to go to these three dots up here. This is how we share what's on the screen here to the big screen, the big TV screen. So we go to save and share, and then to cast. Cast, it means sending it over to the TV. Okay, and there the TV, Sony TV, showing up in blue, and we make sure that it's showing the screen. Otherwise, it'll only just show this tab in the internet. We want to show everything on the screen. Okay, so now we've got that happening. So let's just double check it's on the. Let's pick this one. You can see it's running through the sound system. And is it up on the TV? Yep. So everyone can watch it? Yep. All right. Now, what if you just want to show a PowerPoint? So let's have a look. Here's a PowerPoint of some song words, or if you want to present some other kind of PowerPoint presentation. Yep, okay, and that will show up on the big TV. Now, if you want to show it as a slideshow, you can go slideshow from the beginning. Yep, now, then we can just go forward to change the slides, and that will show up on the TV as well. And the whole church can see it. Okay. And just remember to refer back to the other video about streaming a funeral. If you're live streaming a funeral and you want people online to see your USB slideshow, you need to play the slideshow in the way I've just described, and then you need to go back into your meeting and choose share and present to actually show the slideshow through the meeting so that everyone online sees it, and then stop it when the slideshow stops so that they can come back into watching things in the church. So just remember that part, yeah? Now, this also means that if people have got movies on a hard drive or something that they want to watch, you can, play the video and it streams to the TV. The other thing you can do is if you want to watch something online, it might be, something on YouTube. You can play it on YouTube on the computer, and that will show up on the big screen on the TV. Of course, there is a YouTube app on the TV, and I'll show you that too. That might be easiest for YouTube stuff, but you may have some other online resource or something else online that you want to show. But whatever you're showing on, looking at here, unfortunately, it's all the ads. Skip the ads. Okay, so whatever you're showing on here in the internet will show up on the big screen. So again, just double checking. There it is on the big screen. Yep. Okay. So hopefully you get the idea of that. Okay, so let's just say that you've got your slideshow running the way I've just shown you, but that's only showing it on the screen in the church. What if you have people in a meeting? So you're in a meeting like this, or you're in a funeral and people have joined in online, they won't see the TV. The only way they're going to see the slideshow is if you share it through the meeting. So you do that by clicking on here, Present Now. Then you get to choose which window or screen. So let's just say I'm showing it in screen 1, and then you can see, let's just pretend that my document there is the slideshow that I'm showing, and I click Allow. And now it's sharing and showing to everybody. Now, when I've finished the slideshow, I want to go back to the meeting, we click Stop Sharing. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to play a DVD. It's a bit old school, I know, but yeah, so let's just turn the TV on. Got our remote. Ooh, too loud. In fact, I'll put it right down while we're waiting. Okay, there's the DVD player. Now I've got the TV on. I'm just going to go back here, make sure DVD's connected. Yep. Okay, and then I'm going to pick a DVD. We've got some good ones here from back in the day. Help if I'm going to grab a DVD. Let's grab this one. All right. So we press the little arrow button to open up. The DVD in. Close it. See, it says loading. Yep, see, it starts playing. Okay, there's the movie. Now, I'm just going to press play. I don't have a remote at the moment. When we have a remote, you can use the remote, but otherwise you could just press play. There goes the movie. Turn the sound up.
Searches for entertainment, which is
sound up there.
When we find wholesome entertainment, it is awarded the Dove Family
Nice and loud. There you go.
The Dove Seal is a symbol you can trust when selecting family-friendly entertainment.
Press stop.
When you want...
Press the arrow to make the DVD come out. And as you can see, that was nice and loud. So, you can play a movie that the whole building can hear, have a movie night. So, yeah, that's great. And then, of course, please make sure the DVD goes back in its container and back in the box so it doesn't get scratched or lost. And put the remote back where it belongs. We'll make sure the TV's turned off. So yeah, if we want this stuff to last, we just want to, look after everything. Yep. Turn off the TV. And make sure this is off so doesn't go flat. Great. Thank you. Okay, now one more thing to show you is, what if you just want to play something off YouTube directly? Well, you get your TV remote. Yep. Now this is casting obviously at the moment because it's showing what's on my computer over there. Yeah. But we'll go to home. Yeah. So home. And then we're going back to the normal TV. Now, if you look down the bottom here, to the apps, there it is, apps, there. So we're going to go along and there's the YouTube one. Don't get too excited about all those other apps because they all require subscriptions, which we don't have, so they're not much use to you. But YouTube, yep, so you can click on that. And then you can just play YouTube direct through the screen. So there you go. We'll just try something random, which no shortage of random stuff on YouTube. See how that works? Yeah.
Be amazed with magic buttons from Use the spell.